What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode. So I have had this for about 2 months, this here van that you see. I'm about 3 weeks into it. It's been challenging getting certain products here, so doesn't matter. Point is, right now, this is the best part. For example, got the fans in, got the cords for the lights in, got the shelf for the shelf in. Anyway, my goal is to finish this in 3 weeks. First step right now is to get the shower walls in. So let's get started. All right, so at this phase, we're a couple weeks in, like I said. Frames in 32, 31, 30, something gallon water tank. Northwest Conversions, they make great water tanks that go over the wheel well. Because this water tank goes over the wheel well, it's awesome for space saving. On this side, we've got the battery compartment. You can see the cables. Cables are coming through the wall right there. Trying out some new batteries called Life Blue. That's what they're called, Life Blue, you get it. 200 amp hours each, freeze protection. Now, we gotta figure out how this is gonna fit in. So I wanna include room to add 2 more batteries so they could expand to 600 or 800 amp hours. Now each one of them is 200 amp hours. I'm only using 2, so 400 amp hours total. The reason that I need to make space for 4 is because I want to give the option to the van owner, whoever buys this van, to be able to upgrade the fan up here to an AC. Now a key part of that, check this out. The van is wired up with 12 gauge cable, and what I've done is go ahead and include a 2 gauge cable, which you can see is much thicker. That is gonna allow me to provide power to the AC without having to tear the walls apart. So, moral of this story, I need space for 4 of these batteries, even though I'm only installing 2. Work hat. Thanks, Allie. Friend gave this to me. Here's what I'm doing right now. I have this shower pan. Shower pan, stainless steel. So what I'm doing is putting a 3/4 inch of wood on the edge of both the shower walls. 4 inches wide, so that just kind of creates a corner, gives this wall strength. Oh, and by the way, if you have a stainless steel shower pan made, I had them add 2 tabs on each side so that I could actually drill it into the floor to secure it. Adding that 3/4 layer means that I need to trim this edge back by 3/4 of an inch. Now, because this edge is rounded, doesn't work well with the table saw. I could get it really close to the blade. I don't like to do that. I have a better solution. Step number 1, work surface. Step number 2, T-square. So this thing's pretty cool. So what this does, it has a small edge and then annotations corresponding to the measurement annotations are very small holes that perfectly fit a pencil. So what happens is you slide the edge right down your work surface and it creates a perfect line, exactly where you need to cut. Come on, man. Now it's scribed. Step 4. The track and accompanying track saw. You lay down the track, it's got that groove, saw fits onto said groove. There's a line. That line, you just match it up to that pencil line. That's exactly where the saw blade cuts. So there's no, and then it's a straight cut. No table saw needed. Boom. Perfect cut. Exactly what I needed. I've learned anything making these vans, it's very simply to make templates, make templates, make templates. Templates are the key. Second to that is measure 10 times and cut like 1.5 times. So template for the ceiling piece. Here we go. Also, woodworking, it's such a peaceful thing, and then this comes in, and you start listening to politics, and it just. I changed it to it's an audiobook. So yeah, audiobooks are good. Music's good. It's tricky. It's tricky because I'm not gonna not listen to this. I'm not like a monk. I can't just not listen to something all day. Maybe I should try that sometime. Oh well. All right, day 2. So basic concept. I want everything inside the cabinets, inside the guts of the van, to be presentable, to be beautiful, to be well organized, and to give confidence to the buyer that care was put into the process. So, that being power save. That being said, this board is gonna hold the electrical system inside the van, and then I'm gonna drill holes to house the wires. The wires are gonna go behind it, so you just see the components on the front. It's all clean. Okay. So these are the main components of the electrical system. They're all Victron. They're all provided by AM Solar in Eugene, Oregon, which is an excellent company that I love to work with. I love this. Organizing, it's good stuff. First up, the 3,000 watt inverter. Next, the solar charger. After that, it's the battery hookup for the alternator charging. Now we gotta lay out the fuses. The Blue Sea fuse block. This part, I'll be adding later on a second wall. So this wall is how the energy is getting into the van. The wall next to it will be how it's going to be distributed throughout the van, including the battery monitor, the protection for this unit, the Bluetooth shutoff, blah, blah, blah. So let's get that installed and get moving with it. One more thing, one reason that I truly appreciate AM Solar, this is not sponsored, I just genuinely like sharing good products. They send a diagram if you buy the whole deal. So useful, so happy about that. All right, let's put this together. All right, so as you can see, we've got a series of bolts, whatever you wanna call it, ties, they're on that side too. And now is the 1/4 inch wall. Tight fit. And a couple of these. There are a few spots where there's just some give, so I'm gonna add a couple of these brackets on the inside here before that second layer, and that'll just connect those corners a little better. Lots of support. Showers are one place that you do not want there to be any give. There's a waterproof membrane I'm gonna put on there in the next video that I don't wanna crack. Now it's the second layer. Boom. Gonna put the ceiling piece back on, and then in the next video get these side panels on. So for right now, let's focus on the electrical system. I've got the batteries measured out. I've got the 80/20 framing so that they're tight around that space. The next step is to put all the components in. Let's check that out. Them inverters is big. Just want to mention it, this whole panel is a 1/2 inch, and then this section here has a second layer so that I can put this BF and inverter, attach it to the wall safely. So, here we go. just went to Home Depot. It took an hour. I need more screws. Always happens. Alright, last piece for the electrical box. This right here, got all the corners, everything's all done up. This is my tip for transferring wood onto the 80/20 aluminum. I drilled a hole 3/4 of an inch in, and that's gonna put me right in the middle of the aluminum extrusion. Pretty simple. I just place the panel where it's going and drill through the holes that are there. Now that I drilled those holes, I've got marks on the inside of the 80/20, and I can put the T-nuts respectively in there so that the bolts match up perfectly. Wood goes on, we're all good. The other thing is small dab of silicone next to those T-nuts so that they won't rattle, and if you do take this panel off, they're gonna stay in place. Final components of the electrical box are Bluetooth DC disconnect, 100 amp breaker, and the Blue C DC distribution block, which is really just a fuse block. This is pretty cool. DC in, DC out. I can turn it off from my phone. So whoever has the van can get on their phone, even from outside the van, and turn off the entire DC system. That is very cool. The best part, honestly, about this being the fifth van that I've done is this used to really stress me out in a big way. By the way, as it should, but it's a little less stressful now. Kinda, it's like, all right, it worked, proof of concept. Okay, I gotta get different screws for this. That is it for now. Next week, I'm gonna be working on the shower, a little bit more of the countertop. Gonna get the walls in the garage looking good, cut out some cabinets. Yeah, next week will be fun. It is 90 degrees and it's about to rain, so I'm gonna go kick the dog. No, I'm gonna kick the ball for the dog. And I'll see you in the next video.